All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 766. I'm your host, GBD, here in Long Island, New York, and as always, we're joined by a man who also approves the Microsoft-Activision merger, but nobody asked him, Wombat.
I sent them a letter to let them know that it was A-OK.
Who is them?
I sent it to Joe Microsoft and Bill Activision. I sent it to each of their home addresses.
You said, you have my blessing.
And said, go for it. I made a ketubah.
I don't even know what that is.
A ketubah is the Jewish marriage contract that you sign when two Jews get married.
I didn't know that. I thought that was one of those like online greeting card things that you could send to somebody that make like a funny dance with the person's head.
No, we have our.
Is this like a prenup or what is this?
No, it's almost like the opposit.
The opposite of a prenup.
Yeah, it literally says you will share everything forever. So I'm gonna say it's like the opposite. Yeah. But it's not legally binding, so again, the opposite.
Right.
You don't have to go to like Jewish court or anything on that?
No, it's signed by you and your spouse and the rabbi and two witnesses.
And Moses.
And Moses in spirit.
The hand of Moses comes down.
Patty was on your side.
Yeah. Ours is framed in the living room.
You have one?
Yeah, of course I have one.
Bring it over here. Let's see it.
It's big and it's framed and it's behind glass.
We can see through glass.
I will take a photo of it for the show notes.
One of my superpowers.
So everyone can see what my ketubah looks like.
I don't know if I want to see your ketubah.
I played the ketubah for 5 years. I'm pretty good.
Yeesh. No. I thought it was an
I can't believe you had that like just on hand right there. You just pull it right out.
Oh yeah. It's small. It's a ketubah, you know. Anyway, what's going on? What have we been up to?
Not much. My kids were gone for most of the week, but one's back now.
So you know which one?
Back.
I don't know. I didn't ask. I just hear noises. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Is that a burglar? No. Okay.
No, it's one of the children. Got it. So
cool.
The other one comes back on Friday. And then it's birthday weekend coming up for everyone that isn't me. So, and my grandmother turned 102 today.
Another birthday. That's a big birthday.
102. How many 102-year-olds do you know?
0.
Well, no, you're
not hanging out in the right spots.
My neighbor's 96 though.
That's pretty old.
He's fucking out and about, driving, walking. I saw him at where did I see him? The bank. I think I saw him at the bank the other day. He's like, yeah, I just played a round of golf. Shit.
Yeah, my grandmother was like that at 96, 102.
Right.
It's different.
Yeah. You gotta sit.
A lot of sitting around.
Yeah.
Just a lot of sitting around. A lot of saying, when will it be my time?
I heard Howard talk about his parents, his aging parents, for way too much, and it's just like, I gotta even change the channel. It's too depressing even for me. I'm like, I'm changing over to Howard 101 where there's fart jokes.
Yeah, we saw her over the weekend and had cake.
Delicious.
Yes, it was wonderful supermarket cake. That's what you get at 102.
What?
Supermarket cake.
Hey.
I know she can't taste anything anymore. She doesn't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case.
Yeah.
What
We
about
had
you,
Walmart cake for 4th of July.
See?
I think it's perfect.
You have cake for 4th of July?
I was at Walmart on the 4th of July.
And you saw it. It was an impulse buy.
And Mrs. Shipwreck was texting me stuff on the phone saying, get dessert. And right there in Walmart, here's your fine selection of 4th of July cakes, pre-made right there for you.
It's the country's birthday. Somebody's got to eat cake.
It's a lot of candles, though.
Is it good? How's Walmart cake?
That joke. Walmart, it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah,
it's fine.
Put out a
like
bad cake.
You can't. Yeah, it's like they're not gonna. Like, if you're gonna buy a cake, you're gonna get an okay.
What
cake from
was it?
Walmart.
Chocolate
now, she asked me to pick
was
edamame too while I was there, and I just texted back. There is no way this Walmart has edamame.
Not even frozen.
Not a chance.
Oh, I mean, yeah, no place is carrying. Only like Japanese supermarket is carrying a fresh.
No, you could find edamame in like Kroger and stuff.
No, a fresh one.
No.
Well, no, we were looking for fresh. We were
Yeah, I
looking
know.
for
That's
the
what I'm
steam
saying.
in the bag.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah.
Those are also delicious.
There was ice cream along with it. We got the it was a red, white, and blue sorbet. The Great Value red, white, and blue sorbet. There's plenty left.
I'm good.
Awesome. Wombat, have you been to the Shed, or do you know what the Shed is?
What is the Shed?
You don't, as a New Yorker. You think? I mean, you must know what the Shed is.
I don't. I mean, not at this moment in
The
time.
aquarium in Chicago.
Maybe
No.
you'll
Does every
say
New
it. They'll
Yorker
be
know
like,
that?
"Oh, that I've heard of that." That I have a feeling that might happen.
It's
But
the big, it's the big auditorium thingy that they built in Hudson Yards, next to the vessel where people are, killing themselves. That they had to shut it down.
No, I
You didn't know about that?
I don't go to Hudson Yards. I'm not millennial.
Well, you don't go anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I know what this thing is. I almost did 2 jobs ago. I almost did a project for the Shed.
What was the project?
It was around creating some basically garage door style walls that come down.
Yeah, the whole thing is
Because-
on wheels and shit. It can open
Yeah,
up. And...
it was to like help contain some of the sound because everybody nearby was complaining about how loud the place was.
Interesting. Well, the whole thing is like it's supposed to be like an audio-visual modern masterpiece. Like it's supposed to be like suspended in air, certain parts of it, so it makes it sound better. I don't know, but anyway, we saw. Do you know who Ryuichi Sakamoto is? He was a famous Japanese composer.
Why was he? Is he dead?
He's dead.
Okay, so how'd you see him?
So this was his last concert. His final concert is a mixed reality presentation that you go to.
So, like his ghost?
Kinda.
Was it a hologram?
Yes. You wear Magic Leap glasses.
You just hate it when people play musical instruments, don't you?
He's
like
playing
live.
the piano in the thing. I look.
A hologram is not playing piano. If it's not someone spinning records, it's a hologram playing piano.
Well,
I mean, when was the last time you went to a concert and someone busted out a guitar? Or would you pass out? I'm very curious.
I just don't want to be around like that many people in that type of situation in general, even before like really the pandemic. Now even less. So something like this. I mean, I didn't even know that this existed. Mrs. Cheapy bought the tickets. But you sit in a circle. It's like maybe like 40 people in a room. You sit in a circle and you put on these Magic Leap goggles. You know Magic Leap? That's that AR technology that like fucking went bust major. Mm-hmm. And you put this thing on and then they're like, okay, it's going to start. You can stand up and walk around, whatever. And it's a hologram of this guy sitting at the piano playing like song after song. But there's also visuals in the background too that go along with the music. The problem is the technology is very shitty. There's a reason that Magic Leap bombed, and it wasn't because it was so great. So like the viewing window, I forgot what they call that. It's very small. Unlike compared to the Oculus Quest,
field of view.
The field of view is like a square. It's literally like a square. It's compared to something shitty like the Oculus Quest 2. It's like not up to even those standards. So if this was maybe like the new Apple thing that's coming out, yeah, maybe this is going to look really awesome and maybe like some sort of future is there, but not while it's this magic leaf thing. So I would say it was interesting, but the technology is just not there yet. But I could definitely see in the future a performance like this where, you only have like 50 people in the room, 100 people in the room. Okay, it's not as exciting and as cool as going to like a real big concert, but this is a lot easier and cheaper.
Wouldn't it also be easy to do that from home?
Well, if you have, what I said was, hey, if they just had this as an app on Oculus Quest, and
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it would be great. It would have been great, but it would, technically, it would have been better. Like, it would have been better in every way. But it may
Even
just
with your fancy headphones probably would have been better than the sound system, and then
Yeah, I mean, anyone can have a nice pair of headphones and just plug it in there, and you have that 3D sound that works in there. So again, it was very interesting, and so kind of showed what the future could be. But I think it was like $60 a ticket too, so it wasn't like super cheap.
So the future of seeing dead people in concert is virtual reality concert rooms. I
could see even live people because it just makes things more accessible. It gets them more money. It's just found money for these guys. They could put on have an hour presentation somewhere, or even at home if VR takes off ever. I wouldn't be surprised to see an artist put something out like this on Oculus Quest even now. I'm sorry, Meta Quest. Now,
I think there are concerts on there, but
they suck. It's not like this. They're not produced specifically for this. They're just sort of wedged in there.
You know who does a good concert like that? Fortnite.
Yeah, I've seen those. But those are quick, and this was like an hour or something, maybe 50 minutes. Anyway, it was interesting. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it now, but whatever. Let's just go right to show feedback. I got tired of talking.
Okay.
And I gotta turn my air conditioning down a little bit.
Okay. These first two, I guess, are related, so I guess I'll read them together. Sinful Fate has to say, the problem with PlayStation Plus Extra is that you don't get first-party exclusives day one, so it only has value if you wait long enough for a bunch of games you missed to be on there. Even with that, though, these older first-party games drop in price pretty quickly, so unless you missed a lot of games, which you could probably buy them for cheap used, and you could probably buy them for cheap used instead. Miles Morales Ultimate Edition, which includes the first game, Horizon Forbidden West, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Returnal are all $25 or under on eBay right now. That's why PlayStation Plus Extra is so much cheaper than Game Pass Ultimate. And then Carlos has to say, I bought a PS5 with a year subscription to PS Plus because Mr. Wombat said the two Spider-Man games are there. They are not there. I demand an apology. I did not know they were removed. I played them on there. I'm
Wait
sorry.
a minute. You're saying Wombat gave you bad information?
What do you want from me? They were there. It's not like they were never there. That's different. They just aren't there anymore. I think they dropped it in late in June at some point. So recently also. Right. It's not like I'm a crazy person. But I guess that does make sense. So I guess that would be the question. If Game Pass Ultimate changed from $200 a year to $100 a year, but they put some sort of a time delay on first party releases.
Hey, why are we making Game Pass Ultimate crappier just to make it compete with the thing that it's already?
That's what I'm asking. Do you think that would be a good idea or a bad idea? That I'm posing it as a question.
It's a bad idea.
Do you think $200 is fine for getting the day one exclusives?
Yes, that's what you're paying for. You're paying for top tier subscription service. This is not even. Isn't this the middle tier on PlayStation? We still don't know what it's called, right? Oh, I guess
PlayStation Mids.
PlayStation Mids, right? No one ever tell us the right answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Carlos. We appreciate you. Wombat doesn't give a shit. He's not going to lose any
There's something
sleep.
else to play on there. I don't know.
You got the new Ratchet and Clank, which is better, to be honest.
The new Ratchet and Clank that's 3 years old.
Yeah, the new Ratchet and Clank, and also the new Horizon is on there. That came out earlier this year, or was that last year? I don't know.
That is not earlier this year. There's no way.
Was that last year? Everything blends together in my brain. So yes, and also Dranch. Yeah, there you go. Wow, didn't know you came to Mallorca, Cheapy. I grew up here, and despite trying to live in other cities and continents, eventually decided I liked it here best. And here I remain. We have amazing beaches, mountains to hike, a modern city to enjoy, and fantastic weather most of the year. I would, however, recommend visitors to come in spring or autumn. Summer can be brutally hot, and we do get a lot of tourists in high season, which spikes hotel and trip prices a lot. But I'm glad you enjoyed my hometown. Best out of your Spain vacation. By the way, I will confirm noodle paella is definitely a thing, but we call it Feduya.
Yes, of course. I mean, they wouldn't call it noodle paella because they speak Spanish there.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know the name.
That's okay.
That is very cool. And I wish that I knew that ahead of time because then we could have got the inside tour. You could have shown us I don't know what he could have shown us. Probably something good.
Mallorca.
Something good. You know, when I said Mallorca when we were online for the ferry to get there, and the woman behind me corrected my pronunciation.
What'd you say? What is the?
She had a little fluffy dog with her, and was wearing a very nice outfit, and had her whole her family with her, were all wearing very nice outfits. I mean, it sounded just like what I said, you know, what she said. So I just, you know, repeated it again and, you know, smiled.
It's pronounced.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't going to be the obnoxious American in her story, you know, that like.
You probably still were. She's doing a podcast about it right now.
And then he spat on my dog. No, it was a really good trip. I actually do think about Mallorca a lot still, even though it wasn't. I mean, still, like it was that long ago.
It was a very long time ago.
Yes. All right, let's move on. Should we watch this, jerks?
Sure.
I watched a rare movie watching called Reality, and that is the docudrama about Reality Winner. The woman who got arrested for leaking secrets. So
did it make you feel bad for her?
So it's very interesting. It's not really a movie in the traditional sense. They've taken the actual dialogue from her arrest. Okay, it's all takes place during her arrest, and it's all the actual dialogue from when the FBI shows up at her front door to when they take her to wherever they took her. And it's really interesting just to see that played out. Nothing has changed at all. None of the dialogue has changed. It's very interesting just to watch it all play out. And it's not even a question about feeling, I mean, you do feel sorry for her a little bit, but it's not even about that. It's just more about, wow, this is what it's like when the FBI show up at your door when you've done something like this. And you know it's not really, I mean, it's dramatized a little bit because they're actors, but at least you know every word is authentic. So it's very interesting. It's on HBO Max, and it's actually Sydney Sweeney is playing Reality Winner. Sydney Sweeney from Euphoria, super hot. Sydney Sweeney is in this with no makeup on. That's how they did it, basically. But everybody was great in it. You should watch it. Reality. It's only like an hour and a half, which is great too. Appreciated that. So that's what we watched.
Cool. Is that it? That's what you got? Okay. I'll go next.
What are you reading over there?
Nothing. I didn't know if you were going into something else.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's like a list here, so I figured.
Wham!
I know. Wham! I watched the Wham documentary on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
Did anyone else watch the Wham doc on Netflix?
I watched the George Michael documentary on the plane recently.
Yes, no, this is different. This is the Wham documentary on Netflix.
Much different.
Yes, this one was made
about the other guy.
This one does focus on the other guy. It focuses a little bit more on Andrew. Not that actually, no, that's not true. It focuses on both of them, but it uses materials that they got from Andrew Ridgeley, like original recordings and photographs and home movies, because they became friends when they were 12. And Andrew Ridgeley's mother is like a scrapbook enthusiast. So she literally had like 30 scrapbooks filled with never seen photographs. And they, I guess, recorded, they spliced together interviews, but they had, permission to use all of these things that a lot of people have never seen before. It's actually very interesting if you're curious to know, the story of Wham. I mean, they were a gigantic group and they were really only around for like 4 years as Wham before George Michael went solo. Yeah, and sort of like how that went to be, and how Andrew Ridgeley sort of handled. Could he see the writing on the wall, basically? Which he could.
I bet he could.
But he could, yeah. Hey, he was smart enough to get a co-writing credit on "Careless Whisper," and that's all.
Oh yeah, I mean, more power to him.
They wrote that song together when they were like 15. Was the first.
I mean, you listen to the lyrics and that sounds about right. It's a good song, but
I love that song. It's a great song, but then you could hear the difference in the writing in something in like a Freedom, for the first Freedom, not Freedom 90 for you, Wham George Michael fans. Freedom and Freedom.
Yeah, Freedom 90 is pretty good.
Very different song. But
very good. Very good.
You hear the lyrical difference, and you could hear how Andrew Ridgeley was, a fine enough songwriter when he was a teenager to get to that beginning stage with George Michael together, but he never really evolved as a songwriter.
He was still snapping his fingers while he was writing songs, and George Michael's like, "Stop snapping your fingers. We're beyond that now."
Yeah, and that's basically it. George Michael was, he's like, "Well, no, I'm a fucking artist, and this is, now we're doing this and this." And yeah, so, he couldn't compete with that. No, most people would not be able to compete with that.
Yeah, I think George Michael was a pretty big star.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, not even a big star, but he also was writing everything, and he was producing everything also.
Yes.
George Michael took over production on Make It Big. So there was a lot of what he was doing.
Have you seen the George Michael documentary?
I have not. I assume
Get on a plane. It's on all of the planes that you like to fly.
I love to watch it on a plane.
It is a perfect watch on a plane movie. It's very good. It's
might be too good to be watched on a plane.
A little sad as well.
Yeah, they talk about that too. How being closeted and all that stuff. But it's good. He told Andrew Ridgeley though when he was 19 that he was gay.
I'm gay. See you later.
Basically, no, 19. There was still a few years to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he knew the whole time. He just never, he kept the secret.
What a great guy. What a hero.
Friend. He was his friend.
I believe
Is this next thing another music documentary?
This next thing, yes. I also watched the John Waite documentary. So that it's interesting to go from a documentary about a group that had like
something I wasn't missing.
Oh, go away. That was terrible. I loved it. You're not missing it at all.
No, I'm not. I am not missing this documentary at all.
What else are we watching?
Oh, did you get the jokes, GP?
Yes,
no.
That's the only song that the guy fucking put out.
Yeah, so it's interesting to watch a documentary about essentially a one-hit wonder.
Is it?
So,
okay.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I have to say about it. Who watched Warrior? Who's been watching Warriors?
Me. It's on HBO. Season 3 is here. It's in 4K finally, and there's a lot of good quality kung fu.
Good.
That's all you need to know. If you want to watch violent kung fu with some nudity and lesbians, I recommend Warriors.
You know who loves this show? And he tells me all the time?
Who?
My father. He's like, if you've been watching Warrior and HBO Max, I'm like, do I have to watch it from the beginning? Because you watch it from the beginning.
Yeah. So, it's a kung fu action movie turned into a TV show.
Okay. I mean,
it's based on Bruce Lee, the writings of Bruce Lee.
I have a lot of other things to watch now because a handful of
John Waite,
shows.
The Hard Way Part 2.
No, like a lot of my shows premiered.
Is there a third Wham documentary? Like
there's a third. I was excited for that Wham documentary. I'm not
no
gonna
one's
lie.
doubting
I knew it was coming, and the day it came out, I'm like, oh yeah, Wham documentary. Oh, no kids in the house.
That's appointment
Turn
viewing.
off the lights. Watch the Wham documentary.
Pants down on the ankles, around the ankles, tissues right here.
Ernest Semper in the chat wants to know where he can see the John Waite documentary. That is on Amazon.
Hell, the third circle. That's
Amazon
where it is,
Prime.
over and over again.
I'm glad you got to which circle of hell that was.
Yep.
I was going to be flipping around trying to find it.
Yeah.
I started watching the new season of Miracle Workers, which premiered this week.
Where are they at now?
They are in the apocalypse, like Mad Max. It's like a Mad Max spoof.
All right. How's it? How's it holding
up? It's cute. It's funny.
Still has Harry Potter.
It still has Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe, and Geraldine Viswanathan, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. I don't want to say it wrong, and I'm sure I did. And Steve Buscemi is still there. And this season is at least the first 2 episodes were directed by David Wayne from The State, and he directed Hot Wet American Summer and Role Models, if you like that kind of comedy. So it's a little bit more jokey, I think, than the last couple of seasons have been. So yeah, there's a few more jokes.
What else?
And more guest stars too, but I don't want to spoil that for people.
Okay, I'll try it. I don't know, the setting and the more jokiness have me questioning if this is the Miracle Workers for me.
I can totally understand that. I think I like, I've liked all 4 seasons. This is being the 4th, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna stick with it. I watched the new Superman animated series on HBO Max.
That looks it's like for kids, is it?
It's not adult. Technically, it's an Adult Swim show. So I think it's not supposed to be for.
Wait, it's Adult
kids.
Swim? Okay, got it.
Swim.
All right, so then I would say it's for adults.
Yeah, I guess. But it's not like, it's not Rick and Morty. There's no like.
I'm assuming there's no fucking in it or anything.
Yeah. But yeah.
Wait, is that in Rick and Morty? I've never watched Rick and Morty.
Me neither. I don't know
what they do all the time.
I assume so.
Yes, there is lots of sex in Rick and Morty.
Between the two of them?
No.
Oh.
Morty does impregnate a robot who gives birth to an alien with 6 arms.
Yeah. How about the new series Fartsburg or whatever by that guy?
I haven't watched that.
Have you not?
Fartsburg is something?
It's something along those lines. What's the name of that? He's got a new show.
Oh,
the guy's got a new show coming out. I saw advertisements for it during the All-Star
believe
game.
you.
Who? The guy who got canceled?
Yeah.
Justin Roiland? Is that his name?
That is his name.
Fartland?
Fartlandia.
What else?
I also
Wait, how's the Superman show?
Superman show's good. It's worth your time. If you like Superman, it's worth your time. The first episode does a lot of heavy lifting.
What's the angle though? What's the angle on this one?
It's like a retelling of an origin story, sort of, where it's Superman's first day, Clark Kent's first day of work at the Daily Planet.
Okay.
That's how it starts. It's Clark Kent's first day at the Daily Planet. He's young. His roommate is young Jimmy Olsen. They're interns together at the Daily Planet, and their intern boss is Lois Lane.
Got it. Curry Manju in the chat says it's anime is the angle.
It has an anime style.
Okay,
of
that makes
animation.
sense. I saw a screenshot of it, and that does check out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean, I have no complaints so far. There's only been 2 episodes, and they're 20 minutes each.
Nice.
I was way off, by the way. It's not Fartsburg. It's Crapopolis, and it's not by Justin Roiland. It's by the other co-creator, Dan Harmon.
Oh, it's a Dan Harmon show?
It's a Dan Harmon show, Crapopolis.
I would give a Dan Harmon show, maybe. I mean, he's also a jerk. I don't know. Everybody sucks.
Justin probably can't get a Crapopolis made right now.
I don't think so. He got replaced on that other show.
Shitberg?
I forget. I don't even know what it's called. Anyway, but he was replaced by the guy from Legion. You like that show.
Dan Stevens?
Yeah, Dan Stevens.
He's a good actor.
He is a good actor. I also watched, my wife and I actually did already. We binged the first 2 episodes of the After Party before we did this. That's why I was late to logging on, because we wanted to watch.
That's not professional.
I'm not professional.
Unprofessional, I believe.
I know. I said I am unprofessional, but that show is so good. Did you watch
I watched the complete first series.
Yeah,
or first season. What's the hook on this one? Somebody else get murdered?
Someone else gets murdered at the wedding of, if you remember at the end of last season, Sam Richardson winds up with the girl that he has the big crush on since high school.
Mm-hmm.
It's now a year later. They're still together. They're going to her sister's wedding. And the day after the wedding, the groom wakes up dead. So there's another murder. Sam Richardson doesn't know what to do. So he calls Tiffany Haddish, who comes right over so they could literally just do it all over again. Just that now they're spoofing different movies.
Sure.
Yeah. It's a new murder. It's a new mystery. It's new spoofs. It's still very entertaining and engaging. So, it's got Ken Jeong in there, Zach Woods. Oh God, what the heck's that guy's name? Jack Whitehall was in there. It's a good cast.
You're just making up names now.
I am making up names.
Like, they do have Jack Whitehall. Oh, that's where he's been.
Mm-hmm. The guy, what's his name?
Michael
Hauser.
Keaton.
No, he has 3 names, but his last name is Hauser. And he was in an I Think You Should Leave sketch. He's also an Emmy nominated actor, but he was in the I Think You Should Leave sketch where he's playing the gangster in the play and the other guy keeps stealing his lines.
Yes.
Michael J. Hauser.
Yeah, he's in it too.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
At Poopy Pants, MD writes in and he asks, has Wombat soured on Guy Fieri? I looked this up to see what it was, and apparently Trump was at some UFC fight and Guy Fieri talked to him. And so did a couple other people.
Yeah, I am obviously of 2 minds on this whole situation. I don't like the Mr. Trump. I'm not a fan.
No, really? You?
I know. This isn't a secret. This is not a secret. But
You love Guy Fieri.
I do like Guy Fieri, and he's done a lot of good things for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a lot for the LGBTQ community. He's done a lot to help starving children. He's done a lot to help the restaurant community. He's literally raised millions of dollars to help.
Done a lot to help obesity.
Yeah. You mean encourage it.
Yeah.
So to say I should not like someone anymore because he was at a sporting event where someone else was, and someone's like, hey, there's the 45th president of the United States. What is he supposed to do? I get it. I know people wanted him to like go up to him and
what do you feel? We know we don't care about other people. What are you currently in your mind? Are you still happy with Guy Fieri? Are you still watching his programming?
Guy Fieri has given me no reason to think that he is a fan of Donald Trump.
Okay, fair enough.
I will say this. I know
watch.
that he is a very close business partner with Sammy Hagar. They have like a couple of companies together.
They both look the same.
And I think that's
they
part
might be
of
the same guy.
Yeah. And I know that Sammy Hagar despises Trump. So I think that I'm going to go with it's the company you keep, not the people you shake hands with at a UFC fight.
You're really giving this a lot of thought, I feel.
Well, you know how many people have asked me this stupid question in the last 4 days?
Where?
All over.
His wife.
Yeah.
Like, who are you
seriously,
talking to?
I've been asked by relatives. I've been asked by friends.
Nobody talks to me at all.
I've been asked online. I've been asked on no less than 3 social media platforms what I think of the Guy Fieri shaking hands with Donald Trump situation.
Proof that social media is a mistake.
So
right there.
Yeah. I just if I was at a UFC event and someone said, hey, there's the president, I doubt I would be confrontational. I would probably do something similar just because I would want to get the moment over with.
Right. Maybe he said, hey, Mr. President, let's meet out in the parking lot and I'll take you to Flavortown. But he put his fist up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't know. We don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. You don't know what he's like at home. I want to think that he's better than that.
Right. The Real Dark Paul writes in and says, you guys think it's fair to talk about box office numbers with any new movies still? COVID isn't over, but everyone's starting to act like it is. But I personally know a few dozen people in my life still who don't want to go to the movies over safety concerns. I don't know if it's safety concerns necessarily, or maybe they just didn't miss not going to the movies and can watch a movie at home in more comfortable surroundings. I think that's where we're at now. That's so... I mean, fair. I don't know about fair, but
what do we? I think it's fair to talk about them.
Yeah, I mean, it seems fair.
I mean, can you compare them to pre-COVID? Maybe. I think we're
getting close there, right? to it. Yeah, I think there's still a weirdness as far as the time frame between theatrical release and home release is bananas to me.
Right.
Knowing that Super Mario Brothers movie, which I saw in the theaters, is the highest grossing film so far this year, unless it's changed in the last 4 days.
Did Avatar come out this year? Is it still ahead? Is it ahead of Avatar?
I believe so. And that is already available for purchase and will be free to stream at home in 2 weeks. That to me is crazy.
Yeah.
How quickly how quickly we've gone in that.
How much money you wasted by going to the theater?
I mean, if I could have waited a month, I'd be able to see it at home. But I won't. I mean, I don't regret seeing it in the theater, though. I would say that too. It's the top movie so far of 2023, with $573 million domestic. It is also worldwide number one, being the only movie so far this year to make over $1 billion in the box office.
So Avatar must have been last.
Nope, Avatar is the number 5 movie of the year at $283 million, behind The Little Mermaid, Guardians 3, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse at number 2. Although Guardians 3 is number 2 worldwide and Fast X is number 3
Avatar
worldwide.
came out in 2022.
It did? It came out at Christmas?
Yeah, it came out before Christmas.
Okay, so let's see how I could look to tell you how much that's made.
That's all right.
Yeah, Mario's number one.
Mario is number 1.
Mario,
Yep.
You did great. Good job, Mario.
Internationally, by the way, yes, Avatar has made more than Mario with $1.6 billion compared to Mario's $1.3 billion. So there is a $300 million difference. And yes, it would be number 1 if it came out this year at $640 million.
I'm glad we're both kind of right, and Cheapy, he can be right too. I don't care about this.
Nope. But yeah, no.
I know what you do care about, though. Long Island Retro, which is coming up weekend of August 11th. And I just literally, during the recording of the show, learned about our time slot.
Ooh.
So this is a worldwide exclusive.
Fresh to everybody here.
Fresh to everybody. We will be doing our thing Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
Oh, good. We got the PM slot.
In the main theater. PM slot. Why is that better? So we can sleep in?
The 3:30 a.m. slot is not nearly as good.
Oh, right.
That was the joke.
Oh, there's a kids cosplay contest that day as well.
Oh, yes. I was supposed to do something about that today.
What are we supposed to do?
I think
remind my kids to think about what they wanted to dress up as.
So we need to look at what the age range is on that, because I have a feeling our children may have aged out of that, GB.
I mean, I don't have to do anything.
That's
what I'm going to be doing.
Birth certificates on that or what?
I don't know.
They don't give 2 fucks. You could enter.
I know.
There are adults in there.
We'll see if my daughter wants to do anything. She might. She's strange that way.
I hope that Ty does some sort of I think you should leave cosplay. That would be my goal.
He should do the Tugger.
TC Tuggers?
Yeah.
That'd be good. Classic.
Mm-hmm. It's simple.
Anyway, go to liretro.com, get your tickets, come to the CAGcast, and, have a good time. Buy some stuff.
There was, I want to say it might have been the Dodgers, but I could be wrong. Again, it was a baseball team. Had an I think you should leave night.
That's pretty cool.
Where a lot of people showed up in shirts with unusual patterns, complicated patterns.
Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. GB's not having any of it.
Mm-mm.
She's sick of it all.
Mm-hmm.
I think if she had one wish, she could just wish that show away, that it never existed. I'm always like, can I just show you this one sketch? Just one. Just one. Let me just show you just one. She's like, no. Just one. You're going to like it. It's short. Just one. And she gives in. She watches it. And then she's just like, no. All right. Are there any new releases here that we need to talk about?
When does that dinosaur game come out? Is that this week, like Friday or something?
Exoprimal?
Exoprimal? Yeah.
I don't know. You just turn on your Xbox. It'll be there. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
I forgot what that was.
It's tomorrow, according to Little Fokker in the chat.
It's the one that looked like Dino Crisis.
But it's a multiplayer game online fiasco. But you kill a lot of dinosaurs.
Right, but they didn't name it Dino Crisis.
No, they named it Exoprimal. Because there's some sort of like problem and dinosaurs have invaded the earth and you have to stop the dinosaurs from taking out humanity because, dinosaurs, if dinosaurs came back, it
would be a problem.
I feel like you name something Exoprimal and you're just like, you've already set yourself up like to be fighting against that name.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good name.
We have to have Dino in the name.
Right, put Dino
or
in the
Saurus.
name.
Saurus would be fine too. Something
Exosaurus?
Like Saurus
That's
or
better.
Yeah.
Exosaurus? How about Exosaurus? That sounds like an 80s cartoon.
Sure.
Still better. Still
Anything
better.
I know.
Yeah.
It should have an 80s cartoon vibe.
Any part of any dinosaur name attached to any other word would be better. We could do this better than they can.
And there should be like lead characters with backstories and weirdly vague dinosaur names, even though they're humans, because they fight the dinosaurs. Like, I'm Matt Ceratops, the leader of the Exosaurs.
Good name. Good name.
Yep.
I am the leader of the Exosaurs. I'm here with my battle wagon, and we got the catapults to take out the dinosaurs.
Almost as good as Triceratops. Remember Triceratops from Kung Fu? What's that? What's that thing? Kung Fu? No, it's not Kung Fu. It's that short movie, like digital short. Fuck, I can't remember what it's called. It's hilarious though. Okay. They made a video game out of it. That's how good it is.
Cool.
David Hasselhoff is in it.
Cadillacs and dinosaurs?
No, it's like a movie or something.
Oh,
like
I don't know.
Short. How old are we talking here?
Not that old. No, I could just look it up.
Oh, okay. This is like recent stuff. This is just
Kung Fu David Hasselhoff. It's Kung Fury is what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm slow. Shoot me.
We know.
I don't know. I'm still thinking about Matt Ceratops.
Matt Ceratops is a good name.
It is a very good name.
You want that action figure in his car that transforms into a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, it should be a Triceratops.
You would think, but you know, it's the 80s and there's a lot of cocaine.
A lot of shit that doesn't make sense. It's funny. Any other new releases that we need to talk about?
I think we're good.
Fantastic then.
He's a single dad, just trying to raise his son.
It's not easy.
Johnny Ceratops, who has a transforming Triceratops that transforms into a scooter. Everyone knows that.
You should start writing this. And then you can pitch it to Netflix.
I probably would sell it too.
Use AI.
Although there's a strike right now, so
perfect.
Perfect
timing.
They need you more than ever.
I need to go into ChatGPT. ChatGPT, write me a script about.
It'll help you. It can help you. It won't do a good job writing it for you, but it could definitely help you.
Nope, I know how it works.
Good boy. All right, what's next?
Next, I think we're going to hear from our friends.
Let's hear it.
All right. GB, what is HelloFresh?
Oh.
With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kits. Take a bite out of summer with HelloFresh. From chef-crafted seasonal recipes to their new fresh and fit summer menu, HelloFresh brings flavor right to your doorstep with pre-portioned ingredients to help cut down on food waste, while step-by-step instructions make cooking a breeze, not a chore. Did you know that HelloFresh sources most of their ingredients from the moon?
What? I didn't know that.
Wait a minute. Someone put a fake bullet in here. No, that's not true.
Keep reading.
Did you know that HelloFresh offers more than just delicious dinners?
No, I meant keep reading the one about the moon.
No, it's now easier than ever to skip that extra grocery store run by adding snacks, sides, and more to your weekly order.
You'll receive 100% of the U.S. recommended daily allowance of space dust in every meal.
There you go. Simply shop HelloFresh Market and take your pick from a curated selection of over 100 items. HelloFresh wants you to have it all: free time and fresh, tasty food. That's why they take care of the meal planning and deliver the ingredients, so everything you need to whip up a delicious meal arrives right to your door. Featuring quality proteins, fresh produce, and plans for many lifestyles, it's no wonder why HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. Go to HelloFresh.com/CAGcast50 and use code CAGcast50 for 50% off plus free shipping. Go to HelloFresh.com/CAGcast50 and use code CAGcast50 for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Okay, now you can turn around and laugh, GB. You look like you're dying.
I had HelloFresh tonight. It was delicious.
Yeah. I also had HelloFresh tonight, and it was amazing. We had the new chicken pineapple tacos. Good stuff.
You know, I found the lunar carrots to be a little chewy tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get my complete fill of space dust. Oh, you got farther than I thought you would get.
Well, I didn't know you put that in there.
Well, no shit. That's the joke. Originally, I had it. The first line is something about fish and fresh and fit. I changed it to to fresh and fart, and I was like, you know what? That's very juvenile. Not even that clever.
No,
let me just think about it.
No, it was good. It was very good because it was so believable until I got to the word. It was 100% believable until
I worded it so that you would hopefully read the whole thing.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
You did better than I thought. I mean, maybe not better than I hoped, but I was satisfied. Anyway, I was busy. I went to a gaming showcase. Do you remember those?
E3.
I do.
No, it wasn't E3. But that was maybe the last time I went to something like that.
Did you sit in a creepy hotel room?
It was a nice loft hotel room. Not creepy. It was very bright, actually.
I remember when we went to a couple that were like in very dark, cramped hotel rooms.
I was expecting a dark hotel room, and I was expecting to fall asleep very quickly. But when I got to the space, I saw it was very bright and just all windows, and I realized.
So did they give you any T-shirts? That's all anyone wants to
No.
know. Then what was the point of going?
To look at the video games, to look at the Team 17 lineup.
Well, what did they show you?
Not that. No, sorry. First of all, it was very hot that day, and I showed up, and I was just like.
Did they offer you a cold beverage?
I mean, they had the whole, they had the spread, but it was like, what's a cold beverage going to do when you're just like, it's 90 degrees out and you just walked, you're outside for any length of time. You're fucking soaking wet. Anyway, I checked out Headbangers, but I can't talk about that until later. That's the rhythm battle royale game, which I had actually heard about ahead of time. So I was very interested to check that out, but we'll be talking about that later. I checked out Moving Out 2. Do you remember Moving Out?
Love it. Moving Out was fun.
So the update with Moving Out 2 now is that it's online multiplayer. Also crossplay.
Did they get the Billy Joel song?
I doubt it. That would be very expensive, I would feel.
I mean, they could maybe get someone to cover it. That might cost less.
I don't know that that's what they're looking for. It's more fantastical now. So instead of, moving people out of houses, you're traveling to like futuristic worlds or fantasy worlds. And instead of just, moving people out, you're moving people in now.
If that's what it's all about.
You're doing it all.
If that's moving up.
Right. Yep. They've added other more stuff to do, different mechanisms, different types of doors, more things required to work together. But again, it's not as, and I talked about it with the developers, it's not as hardcore as Overcooked. Overcooked, I told them I'm not allowed, I can't play Overcooked with my family anymore because I yell at them too much and nobody wants to play. But when we played Moving Out, that game was more mellow, like a more mellow vibe. And there's multiple ways to solve the problems in the game. Like if one person is slacking,
it's a lot more free form.
Yes.
Well, if you play too much and you get into too many fights, you might get a heart attack.
Did you look up the lyrics to Moving Out? And now
of course not. No.
Okay, it's not any better.
That is almost insulting.
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
It's not better either way.
Whatever. At least you can polish the fenders.
I'm going to have a heart attack.
You want to know by now.
Yes. Anyway, if you enjoyed Moving Out, they've added a lot more for Moving Out 2. And same vibes, though. Same vibes.
That's cool.
But just crazier now. Like you can play inside
What about these other games that you listed?
Yeah, let's hear about Uptown Girl.
Stop. I played Blasphemous 2. Are you familiar with Blasphemous 1?
Do you shoot priests?
No.
Oh.
It's a Spanish game. Spanish-made game. It's a like an old school side-scrolling tough combat game. You know,
I've played some of Blasphemous.
Am I describing it properly?
Yeah.
Kind of like, yeah. I mean, it was hard. Like they throw you right into like an early boss battle, and I just kept dying over and over again. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll figure out the pattern. People are watching you. Like here's the weird thing about these events. Okay, you come into this big loft. There's like a bunch of stations set up. There's 2 other people like me who are there to play the games, and then there's like 25 other people in the room who are the developers, the PR people, the local PR company, the overall PR people for the publisher, the developers for each game, and they're all basically just watching you play the games and talking to themselves, of course. So it's a little awkward in that way. But yeah, so I was very aware that I kept dying and they were people watching me. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna figure this out and do it. And I did it and I played it. And if you enjoy these types of games, this is another one of those that I think you can enjoy. It's in that style of that rogue-esque style. I don't even know if it's a roguelite. It's very rogue ultralight, maybe. That was pretty cool. I checked out, I didn't actually check out Classified 44 France and Gourd, but Classified 44 France is like a turn-based strategy game, like Marvel Sons and what's the other one that people actually played?
XCOM.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
What's Gourd?
This is set during World War II then?
Yes.
Yeah,
France.
It's the French angle.
Is Gourd about a pumpkin?
No, Gourd is like a very dark role-playing game with adult themes and warnings that come on the screen to tell you there are adult themes. And if you're going to be disturbed by things.
So do you play as someone named Gordon or?
No, I think that's like some Swedish thing, or I don't know. I'm screwing it up. I didn't actually play this one. I just only played those 3. And the one I can't talk about until, I don't know, a week or 2 from now. I felt like I was there long enough and I should move on to my next activity, which was smoking weed with Ben Gilbert.
Nice.
Which
Cool.
was a good activity.
That's sounds like a winner.
It was a good day. Then I came back and played table tennis. So yeah, wait till you hear about Headbangers later this month.
I can't wait.
And Moving Out is coming out in August. I remember that too. All right, how about your fortnightly news, Wombat? Everybody's waiting to hear.
I mean, the summer event is pretty much done.
And it sucks, I heard.
Yeah.
A real letdown.
A big letdown, but it's almost done. And that's I mean, there's really nothing to talk about in the world of Fortnite because they're still on vacation.
Perfect. Move on to the news.
All right.
Best case scenario right here.
There you go. So it looks like that Microsoft Activision thing is gonna most likely happen because a federal judge was like, "Go for it."
Right.
It's been appealed now, though.
Yeah.
The FCC did appeal.
Oh, they did. When did that happen?
Later this afternoon.
I did
Earlier
not.
Today.
What? I didn't see that at all.
I didn't either.
So probably still going through, but
right.
More
court stuff. There's really no reason why it shouldn't go through. I mean,
well, they still haven't. They are still disapproved by the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares about them?
I don't know.
They're going to pull. They've already basically said they're going to roll over. Everyone's going to roll over.
Do they have a choice? Do they have a choice?
I mean, forget about the fact that it's ridiculous to oppose this. I mean, I understand why Sony would, but it's the reality is it's a regular company that makes games. Anybody can make these games. It's not like there can't be a Call of Duty competitor in the future. So there's no reason why the merger couldn't go through, between them or between Activision and Sony or Activision and any fucking company. It's fucking, they make video games. Everybody can make video games. AI is going to be making video games soon.
Everybody can make video games?
Yes, everybody can make video games.
Oh, everybody can.
Sure, they can. Everybody can do anything. Sure, you could. If you learned how to do it, you could do it. Why so negative?
I am a negative Nancy. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't know.
I know what's going to happen.
Like,
I know.
Microsoft is going to buy Activision, and next year I'm not going to have to worry about playing Call of Duty because it's going to be on my Game Pass.
Yes, that's what's going to happen.
That sounds like the ideal situation.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that Xbox will now let you report audio directly, clip and send audio to Microsoft? So if somebody calls you a nasty word while you're playing a video game, you can...
So someone calls me trash from a trash can?
Well, I don't know if that's disallowed. I mean, that's not that mean. I mean, what's the rule there? Like, how far are you allowed to go?
What if someone says, you suck at games? You suck at games.
Yeah, every once in a while I listen to that. It's pretty funny.
It's crazy.
It's classic.
Remember when it started off really funny, but towards the end it just got really sad?
Well, it got sad because it just kept coming, but then it got sad because Microsoft got involved, and then it became work.
I know. Then it became like a whole thing.
It became a whole thing. That was the sad part. It was like, look, nobody really cared. We don't care. It's not like you were mad about it.
No.
Like you were like you told the story and we all moved on with our lives, but they were like, oh, we gotta put out these flames somehow.
This isn't making us look very good. Well, it's not your fault. It's online people suck.
Well, meanwhile, here we are in 2023 and they're still sorting it out. People still suck, and they're using technology to try to combat that. I mean, we all are, I guess. And so you can now clip and send audio to Microsoft if someone's being a dick to you, and they'll, I guess, do something about it.
Sounds awesome.
I just bought a Ring camera on Amazon Prime Day because people are assholes, and they're putting their dog shit in my garbage can again. And I don't like it. I mean,
now,
it's one
when you
thing.
say in your garbage can, do you mean your
an
garbage
unlined,
can?
an unlined garbage can that's out on the curb because it was garbage day. The garbage men came, took my garbage out, left the empty garbage can there, and the person walked their dog at like 7 a.m. and didn't want to carry their dog shit.
That's different. I mean, not that I would do this. I'm not saying I would do this.
Okay.
I want to clarify.
Are you the one doing this?
Exactly. But if it was before the garbage men came, I would say that you're making a mountain out of a molehill.
Well, if it was before the garbage men came, I would have no idea because
that's what I mean. Because it goes out before, within an hour.
I don't know. I mean, think about it.
There.
Here's the deal. Like when I put my garbage in the garbage, for the garbage man, it's a sealed garbage bag.
So is your poop bag. It's a sealed bag.
Okay, but so you're saying like if the person puts the sealed poop bag on top of the sealed garbage bag, that's okay?
Yes.
And so the garbage man has to have direct access to that poop?
But the garbage man, first of all, doesn't touch the garbage bag. They pick up the can.
No, they don't. They don't. The can weighs fucking 25 pounds. They've never seen the guy once move. It's so unwieldy. Like there's no way he's adding 25 pounds.
Our garbage trucks lift the can.
We don't have that technology here.
And for me, I've never seen the garbage man not pick up the garbage can.
I mean, the standard size garbage cans here that I bought the one, I just looked at what my neighbors had and then I just bought the same exact one. They're 48 gallon.
Those are not allowed in my town.
They're totes, or I forgot the brand. Like they're 25. I mean, they got to be 25 pounds.
I don't know. You're saying you've never, you see the guy, he reaches in and grabs the bag?
Yeah. I mean, why would you add 25 pounds every time you do a garbage disposal?
I'm just surprised that he reaches in and touches the bag every time.
Well, the bag is just a sealed bag. It's totally clean. Unless some asshole puts their fucking dog shit on top of it, then it's a dog shit bag.
I mean, I have bags of poop in my garbage can because I have dogs.
But they're inside this bag.
No, because they just pick up the can and dump the can.
Okay, well that's okay. My people, we don't do that in this town because everyone's got these fucking giant garbage things.
Well, the giant garbage cans are not allowed in my town. I'm surprised they're allowed in yours.
Why?
When you guys gonna get these garbage trucks that just do it for them?
You need to have the right garbage can where it fits in, right? Or you can use any garbage can.
It's all part of
they provide the can.
The ecosystem, the trash ecosystem.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. We don't have that. Instead, we have them come 3 times a week.
But yeah, I would say
ours are just 1 time a week, and our cans are ridiculously huge.
Right.
I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna film the person who throws the poop in your can, and what?
I'm gonna print out a picture and put it on the can and go, "This guy is garbage from the garbage can."
I mean, really, what are you gonna do?
So today I went on Facebook while I was taking my morning shit, and I was like, let me just see. I never go on Facebook or post on Facebook, but I found one of the local town groups. There's like fucking a million of them. And I was like, hey, just as like, if a dog owner could fill me in on this, I would appreciate it. Like, why would you put your dog poop? Why would you go on somebody else's property to put your dog poop in there, like to the bottom of their online garbage can? Like, what do they think is going to happen to that dog poop? How do they think it's going to get out of there? And, a bunch of people were like, yeah, it's very rude. But most of the people were like, yeah, I would never do something like that. It's, I hate when that happens to me, like stuff like that.
No. I would never do that either. I think that's a real asshole move.
Right.
Put it at the bottom of a stranger's garbage can.
It's very weird.
Yeah, no, it's definitely weird. I just don't know what you're going to do about it.
No. I mean, nothing as the answer. But
okay,
the answer is post on Facebook and tell you about it on the CAGcast.
Buy a camera.
And buy a camera on Prime Day for a discount, for a big discount.
Seriously. That's why I'm like, what are you going to do? Are you going to post that on Facebook too? Here's
no.
Are you going to next door that shit?
No. I don't do that. Any of that stuff. I would, like I said, I would probably print it out and put it on the garbage can because I have a laminating machine. I can do that now.
That is true. You do.
So there were a lot of those responses. And then one lady wrote, there's always one person. And the reason why it's a total troll post on my part, right? There's people going to respond. I just want to see people defending putting their dog shit in somebody else's garbage can. I just want to see it. Okay.
Yeah.
So some woman's like, well, I have a garbage can and I leave it out on my curb 24/7. And I let people put whatever they want in there because I know that people have garbage and it's a garbage can. So I don't discriminate. And I know that my garbage men, just like you said, Wombat, pick up the garbage can and they empty the whole thing out. And I was like, yeah, it's like, that's okay. Like, I know that my garbage men don't do that because it would be ridiculous. It would be like, everybody has big garbage cans. It doesn't make any sense, blah, blah, blah. And she was like writing, and I was just like, it really bothered me that like some person has to write something like that. And the woman's name was Debbie, right? So I wrote in all caps, hey, everybody, just bring all your garbage over to Debbie's house. She's got a bottomless garbage can and superhuman garbage men at her disposal. Problem solved. And then I got a note later that the administrator had deleted my post.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah.
So, when you start making fun of people, that's usually when you get deleted.
I didn't know. Like I said, I don't really do this, but I just, that's, you asked, what are you going to do about it, Wombat? This is what I'm going to do about it. I'm going to post on, and then of course I click on Debbie's profile, right? What do you think? What picture do you think I see on her timeline?
I'm gonna go with a "Make America Great Again."
Bingo. First was an American flag, and then the next one was Trump's like superimposed head onto an American flag.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, says a lot. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
How do you feel about people throwing their poop bags in a park garbage can?
No, they're lined. It's one thing if it's a public lined garbage can where it's going to be sealed up. What if it's not a
lined public garbage can?
It's not lined, like just a regular one? They still pick them up and probably empty them. Like how else would they empty those? They pick up the whole thing. Public, so I think anything goes in public garbage can.
Okay, so you're okay with the public garbage can.
Yes.
You're okay with, if it's my own garbage can, it's none of your damn business what I put in there.
Yes. So. And I don't want people taking my sealed garbage bag and opening that up and putting their dog shit in there and then, hoping and then sealing that up again. I don't want people coming onto my property to leave their dog shit. Is that a crazy thing?
You sound like the person there was someone who posted on one of the local groups who got really mad.
Okay.
And these are like things that just stick in your brain.
Sure.
There was someone who got really mad. I don't even know how long ago it was because they were putting their recycling out. And there's a guy that comes around and collects the cans out of the recycling bins.
Sure.
And he was like, how do I deal with this? Do I call the police? This man is stealing my cans.
That he's leaving out for the recycling people.
That he's leaving out for garbage.
Right.
Yeah. That is leaving on his curb to get rid of. Yeah. He wants the man who's taking the cans and getting the 5 cents per can. He wants that man arrested for stealing his garbage.
Well, right. I mean, it doesn't sound like, I don't know. You don't want anybody coming on my property without my permission for any reason. Is that crazy? If you're leaving dog shit, that's not making the situation better.
No,
right?
no one should leave dog shit in someone else's garbage can.
If you're going to come on my
100%
property
fine.
to leave me chocolates in a nice sealed box, great.
Make sure it's not poop.
Right. I'll check first. But don't leave dog shit. That's so rude. Like if I had a car that was leaking oil and I drove by like I was in your driveway and it leaked, like I would feel bad about that. I would like try to clean it or something. Like I don't know. It's very weird. Anyway, what else we got? Where are we? What are we talking about? Wombat Fuse and stuff?
Yeah, I think we're talking about 9,000 people made Diablo 4.
Yes.
9,000 people.
Yes, Moby Games has announced that they went through the credits of Diablo 4, and there's over 9,000 people in the credits, making it the biggest credits ever in a video game.
Good for them.
It takes a village.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A very big village.
Mm-hmm.
What are we playing?
I've been playing something.
Okay.
I've been playing, I don't know if it's on Xbox as well, but it's on PC Game Pass. It's called The Bookwalker Thief of Tales. It's a tiny build game, which I generally like their games. And it's a short, like I think it's like 6 hours to beat, but it's a adventure game, right? So
this is mobile or no?
No, this is on PC Game Pass, so Game Pass Ultimate. So it's I don't know, it's an adventure game, like an old adventure game, but the premise is like you're in the real world, you're in first person, and you're like walking around your apartment, and whatever rules are around, you're a writer, but you're in like writer jail, like you're having to like write or work off your penance or whatever. So you get like phone calls in these briefcases with books that you have to then like dive into because somebody's paying you to get something out of the book, like some item out of the book. And so you have to go into these books. And then when you go into the books, it turns into more traditional, like ISO perspective, third person point and click adventure type of game. That's
the book walking part.
Book walking. Yes.
Okay.
So I'm on the second book, which the books don't relate to each other, right? So it's an overall story, but you go into the books, you solve the puzzles. There's even some like turn-based battling as well within the books. Does
the art style change between the books?
Not really. I would say no, but like the first book is kind of like I don't know, almost maybe like set in the early 1900s kind of theme, and then the next one is more like a Fallout style apocalypse type of theme. After that, I don't know where you go, but it's well written. There's like the puzzles and the dialogue. It's like short enough so you don't feel like you're like hung up on anything for too long. I don't know. It's pretty well done. I like it. It's called The Bookwalker, Thief of Tales.
It's on Xbox? It's not on Xbox?
I don't know if it's on Xbox or not.
I just looked it up. It doesn't say it's on Xbox.
I saw it somewhere too. It's not the first time I've read this name. Like I recently came across it. Maybe it is on Game Pass regular.
Chip, I'm surprised you haven't tried McPixel 3
It is. It says it's on Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at it. So it's on Xbox as well.
Would you recommend it?
I think so. Like I think it's worth playing if you want an adventure game. Like it's got enough different mechanics to it that kind of keep it interesting, and it's I don't know, it's got a good vibe to it. Like it's got a like kind of a dark kind of like what's going on type of like, I wouldn't say it's not like Lovecraft style, but it's got kind of like that vibe to it. Not that it has Cthulhu or anything, or at least not yet. But I like it. It's on Game Pass. So what are you gonna do? Not play it?
Well, that's why I started playing McPixel 3.
I watched the trailer for that.
We're up to number 3 of these, huh?
Yeah, I did not. am unaware of the existence of a 1 or 2. I don't think there is.
No, there definitely is.
Is there a McPixel 1 and McPixel 2?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
There's at least a McPixel. Like it's probably, I don't know, like over 10 years ago or so. It's got to be like a decade old at this point.
Well, I've been playing McPixel 3. And it's weird. That's how I would describe it. It's a very strange game. I guess it's supposed to be like a spoof of MacGruber, not MacGyver. I understand people are going to say, do you mean MacGyver? No, I don't mean MacGyver. I mean MacGruber, where each segment is literally, you have about 30 seconds, just like a MacGruber episode. So you have 30 seconds to solve the puzzle. And if you don't, everyone dies, or you save the day. Although it's usually just saving yourself, not the day, not everyone else to win a level. And you also can just uncover all the different, they call them gags, find all the gags in each, although they're not all funny. Like I threw a fish down a toilet and they're like, hey, you found a gag. I'm like, that's not really that funny. I just put a fish in a toilet.
It's pretty
a little funny.
It's a little funny.
It's a little funny. I'm not like, hey, that's funny. It's not as funny as, I don't know, when I needed a parachute. So I took another dude and I swung that dude into the dude that had the parachute and stole the parachute while they fell to their deaths. I mean, that's a little funnier, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
This
sounds fun.
This is a Devolver game, right?
Yes, this is a Devolver digital game. It is on Game Pass. It is very strange. And I don't know, I kind of like it.
Cool. There was not a McPixel 2. So this is not a myth. This is the sequel to McPixel.
Okay, so I'm like half right and half wrong. So there you go, McPixel 3.
Nice.
The McPixel list.
Cool. I may check that out.
Yeah, you should.
Let's move on to the CAG bag. You got a lot of stuff here. Let's pick out some gems here. At Gaming Dad writes in, are any of you interested in the possibility of Microsoft diving into the back catalog of Activision for new games? I feel like nobody remembers farther back than the PS1. What about a recharged Pitfall or River Raid? Yes, I would imagine that they would want to make like a Pitfall game or something. I mean, it has value. I don't know if it has a lot of value, but
I wouldn't expect a AAA Pitfall.
No. An indie game. They hire some indie company to make it a Pitfall game. Yeah,
sure. Why not?
Yeah, for sure. River. I mean, what are the old school Activision games?
All those Atari ones. I'd like to see them send out patches if you get a certain amount of achievements.
That would be great.
That would be the killer app.
Yes, you would like that.
Mm-hmm.
That would make the merger totally worth it if you got patches, Wombat.
Mm-hmm.
You personally.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm only
it would
talking
be
about
interesting, like Activision, and I see Dicesoft in the chat said something about this. But Activision has so many license games that they used to make that Microsoft could potentially throw some money at to bring some of those back out as remasters.
Ooh, right. Spider-Man 1, the first Spider-Man Activision Neversoft game.
They're not going to get Spider-Man.
Ooh, Spider-Man Neversoft.
What if they change it a little bit and it's like Spider-Girl?
Sure.
There's no Spider-Girl.
They could. There's.
Oh, there is.
There is.
Oh, how about Spider-Lady?
I think there might even be a Spider-Lady.
Spider-Dude. Spider-Dude.
Pretty sure Spider-Dude exists too.
Spider-Guy?
Spider-Guy totally
Spider-Guy exists.
Fuck. Spider-Ham?
Nope, sorry.
What else we got here?
But I think there's some like there's always that weird licensing issue, right? Like where you're trying to go through 3 companies to get the license to put out some of this old stuff. Like there's a whole reason why all those Activision games are not backwards compatible on Xbox, right? It's not because the Xbox can't play them. Like they know how to do it. It's just that it didn't make sense to work through all the contracts across multiple companies to get there.
Right.
Now, if it's just one company and that company has a ton of money,
they can put a guy on it. They can make a
guy on it and make these things happen.
Yep. Could happen.
Not Spider-Man.
But to read this guy's question, which is a good follow-up, I am Joe G says, with the Activision Microsoft deal almost certain, do you think we will see dormant game franchises such as Guitar Hero and Skylanders rebooted? I think the Toys to Life games may be dead, but do you think we are ready for a new round of plastic instrument rhythm games?
No.
Maybe not plastic instrument rhythm games, but something. I mean, you could see those games come back as a digital collection. But again, it's the licensing on that is going to be horrible.
Skylanders Unlocked Edition is remastered Skylanders with everything unlocked, would be bananas. People would lose their proverbial minds if they came out with like Skylanders. I don't know, like the first 3 games, or all of them would be even better. But even if they cut it into 2 different compilations with everything unlocked, that would be pretty cool.
All right. Let's do one last question from Wesley. He says, what are your guys' favorite controller? It's kind of like a weird, I mean, no one's going to pick an old controller, right? It's right. I mean, the favorite controller is either a Microsoft controller or a PlayStation controller.
To that Xbox controller, that, you know, the 360 through current,
which
hasn't really changed much.
Right. You're either choosing that or a PlayStation, right? It's not,
it's one or the other. Yeah. And that's just a matter of personal preference at this point.
Right. For me, it's Xbox currently.
Mm-hmm.
Ship, you have to say Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox. I just prefer the,
especially Elite.
Well, yeah, I just prefer the analog stick placement rather than both of them being right there hitting against each other when I'm playing.
That is the correct answer.
A more interesting question might be, what's the worst controller? There's a lot of bad controllers. Like, which controllers fucked your hands up? No. The Duke is fine. I'm talking about which controllers were dangerous to your health, like you're ergonomically like wrong.
Not like the N64 thing.
No, that was close enough to like I'm talking about like.
Was it? That was close enough to a real controller?
I mean, like the Intellivision disc.
There were ergonomics to the N64 controller.
There were.
I guess.
I mean, it wasn't. They've improved upon them since, but like, look at like. The Intellivision thing, like that's just a rectangle with a disc. Like it's not even the shape of your hand.
Yeah, even the original NES controllers, right? It's
horrible.
It's a rectangle with sharp edges on it.
Right, carpal tunnel express.
Right. I wish like the NES Max. No, yeah, Max was the. Hey, we put some ergonomics behind it. It was the controller that looked.
Yeah. That was cool.
It was cool, but it didn't have
the weird red.
It had the weird red disc thing.
Yeah, I did not.
And that was the problem. Like if they'd have put out that controller with just the D-pad at that time,
it would have been the best controller out there.
Right, like way ahead of its time at that point. But I don't know. That's still what I don't use an NES controller usually when I'm playing NES games anymore.
It's what I mean. Yeah, it hurts. It's gotta hurt now. As an adult, it must hurt. Like, just what about the Bally Astrocade controller? You remember that?
Never had a Bally Astrocade.
It's a gun handle.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
A gun handle with a knob on top of it that goes 8 ways, but also the knob spins around 360. So like the knob is on a stick. You understand? So like the stick goes 8 ways and the knob spins 360 degrees. So and the pistol part has a trigger on it too. So you can play games like Gunfight, and it's good. That was kind of ahead of its time.
I mean,
it probably hurt too. The keyboard on that thing hurt to like program the basic. Anyway, we've done enough show. We've talked about controllers enough.
We have.
It's time to say goodnight.
Good night.
Go to liretro.com. Buy those tickets, I guess. Or don't. But it's better if you do. Probably. And we'll see you on Long Island. On Long Island.
Bread's done.